Welcome back, everyone. Today we are going to define our first concept of the unicorn model. Before we do, please make sure you did not skip the disclaimer. Please know that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. The information provided in this video is strictly for educational purposes. Now, let's dive into what our most important concept for the unicorn model is. It is time. Time is our most important concept. We must understand the importance of time. Time creates higher probability and lower probability price action. We will discuss the differences in this video. Please note, when we are referencing time, we are referencing New York Eastern Standard Time. On the charts, time is represented in military time. The first element of time is our time of day. We must define when we will participate in the markets. There are different sessions you can choose to participate in, and here they are. For indices, you have Asia range from 8 p.m. to midnight. Then you have midnight open. Next is the London open from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Next is New York AM session from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. During the New York AM session, we have the New York Open at 9:30 a.m. We have the New York opening range from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Next, we have New York lunch from noon to 1 p.m. Lastly, we have New York PM session from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now for Forex, you have Asia range from 8 p.m. to midnight. Then you have the midnight open. After that, you have the London open from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Then you have London lunch from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Next is New York open from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And lastly, you have the London close from 10 a.m. to noon. The session that you choose to participate in depends on each individual. It depends on where the individual lives. It depends on what time of day the individual has uninterrupted to focus on the markets. If you are too busy at work, that's not the right time. If you are too busy with family, that's not the right time. The highest probability times to participate will be when you have 100% focus on the chart and the chart only. Pick one of the sessions listed according to your daily life and stick to it. Do not participate outside of your defined session. Having a defined limit of time that you participate will provide clarity in what is and what is not a trade. Have the discipline to only participate in the time that you have defined for yourself. Now for the next important concept of time. Understanding how time creates liquidity. The sessions provided will have more efficient price due to the presence of liquidity. Liquidity comes in the form of news drivers or session opens. Knowing when liquidity will be injected into the market gives us the volatility we are looking for to produce our positions. Understanding news drivers are a form of liquidity will bring our attention to the economic calendar. The economic calendar can be found on forexfactory.com. When we go to forexfactory.com, we filter the economic calendar by high impact news events, which is shown by the red folder, and the currency that you participate in. We start each day on the economic calendar. This way we have a complete understanding of when volatility will be injected. On the economic calendar, it will provide the exact time that high impact news events occur. Now, let's piece all of this information together with an example. I am an index futures trader. I participate in the New York Open. Therefore, before the New York Open, I am on the economic calendar. I want to confirm that there is a high impact news driver. I want to see that there will be volatility injected during my session. For this example, you can see that we are looking at September 14th, 2023. The economic calendar shows that at 8:30 a.m. there is a high impact driver. This is a session that I would want to participate in. Therefore, let's go to the chart for NQ. As I stated, I am a New York Open trader. You can see at the bottom of the screen that this is the 14th of September at 9:30 a.m. Let's analyze price. During New York Open, the first thing that we see is that price sweeps a sell side liquidity. The next thing I would want to do is analyze what the highest up closed candle before the leg down that took liquidity is. You can see the closing prices for each candle right here. I'm going to hover over the highest up closed candles to see which one has the highest up close before the leg down that took liquidity. You can see the closing price for this candle is 15,626.50. You can see that this candle's closing price is 15,624. You can see that this closing price is 15,626. Therefore, the highest up closed candle before the leg down that took liquidity is right here. I'm going to highlight that with a box to show our breaker block. The next thing I would want to see is clear and decisive displacement through the breaker block. At this moment in time, I would still be patient. At this moment in time, I see clear and decisive displacement through the breaker block. The last concept that we need to confirm is that there is an FVG aligned with the breaker block. You can see there is an FVG aligned with the breaker block. At this moment in time, this is the very first moment that all of our concepts are confirmed. At this moment in time, I would want to place a limit buy order for the highest price of the breaker block. You can see the highest price of the breaker block is 15,639.75. The long position would look like this. I would place the stop loss below the breaker block. I always aim for plus 2R. You can see that the beginning of this position starts at 15,639.75. You can see the highest part of the breaker block is 15,639.75. I would be placing limit orders for the limit long, limit stop loss below the breaker block, and limit take profit at plus 2R. Let's see what happens. At this moment in time, I am not chasing price. I am waiting to see if it provides an entry. At this moment in time, an entry still has not been filled. This is the very first moment that our position got filled. We would now be long NQ. At this moment in time, the position would become profitable. There is only two options here. We either get stopped or we get take profit. We are just waiting for the next limit order to hit. At this moment in time, we are still being patient. At this moment in time, we are still being patient. We are not changing any of our execution. We are waiting for the next order to be hit. We are still profitable, but we have not changed any execution. We are waiting for a limit order to get hit. Very close, but we have not gotten filled yet. Still very close, but we have not gotten filled yet. Price is still profitable, but our take profit has not gotten hit yet. We are still being patient, waiting for our take profit. We are not getting scared that price is close to our take profit, but hasn't hit it yet. Price is coming back down. We still don't change our execution. We are waiting to see if either the take profit gets hit or the stop loss gets hit. We are remaining patient. Price is starting to move higher again. We are still remaining patient. And this is the first time that your take profit was hit. You achieved plus 2R on this trade. This concludes our lesson on time. Throughout the series, we will talk about further information regarding time. The key takeaways from this lesson: figure out what works best for you and your daily life. Define the session that you will participate in, then have the discipline to only participate during that time. The second key takeaway is high impact news drivers. Understanding the economic calendar and being aware of when high impact news drivers are going to be in the market. Now, if you found this to be helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. I will link my Twitter in the description, where you will find that I document this model daily. If you would like to follow along there, please check my Twitter channel out. Thank you for your time and stay tuned for the next episode of the series.